Hi, Scott Russell. I want to talk a little bit about money, our assets, and I'm talking about a collapse. And so, what do we do with that? What do we do with our money? What do we do with our assets? And I think, not being a financial advisor, I'm not somebody to give that advice, but I do have some suggestions. And I think there's plenty of videos that I've put out and probably others on similar things. But I wanted to encourage you personally on this whole thing because have some faith in yourself, your ability to hear God, your ability to walk in that. And I don't think there's one path that's right for all of us. There's not one size fits all. Because if it's a well-traveled path, they're going to tax it, they're going to kill it, they're going to take it over. And I think ultimately that's part of the great reset and build back better. And if they're going to reset, they're going to take this thing to ground zero. I mean, we're seeing it in the US. They're starting to the corporations are buying all the houses. So that, Klaus Schwab said at the World Economic Forum, you will be happy and you will own nothing. They are literally carrying that out. Now that will take time, and where we are in the world and where we are in that, God only knows. But I wanted to talk about you personally. And I think this is where what I bring to the party here, is if it's a party, is to have spiritual faith, to understand that God cares about you, that God cares very much for your future. And if you're going to focus on what you're going to lose, then you've already lost it. It's like trying to hold on to water in your hands. It'll just trickle through. And really what it comes down to is you understanding, and I understanding, how much we are loved by God. And He will take care of us. But it's an individual walk. First, it all begins and ends individually. Where am I? Do I have faith? And you do, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be listening to this. If you didn't, you wouldn't know about freedom, because freedom is something that's alive in you. You feel it. You know something's up. And take a look at the people around you. They're in a hypnotic trance of thinking that everything's fine. But when you look at your life, you are all aware of something. Something stirred within you. I call that the romance of God. That's God knocking on your heart. The Bible says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If you'll hear my voice, I'll come into you." And I think He's knocking on our door and He's saying, "Hey, you've got this. We can walk this together." And it might be a tough journey, but it could be a journey of intimacy and trust. I think right now a lot of people are being confronted with change. And some are making those changes, some are not. I know I've been meeting people, I meet them daily almost, that are making changes, that are preparing, that are doing things that they feel they need to do. I've met others that are in insecurity, fear, just leaving things the way they are because it's easier, they think. But it's really not easier. Because in the long run, they're going to get burned, and they're going to get burned bad. And it's a time right now to follow the peace. What I do is I look and I talk to God like I'm talking to you. I just talk. I'm like, "God, what do I do?" And when I'm in confusion, I don't act. I wait. I take walks. Whatever, until I get my peace. In my peace then, as I'm just talking to God, saying, "God," like I'm talking, just generally. You don't have to be on your knees to pray. Just talk. He's your best friend. "God, what do I do?" And peace will come. Follow the peace. Are there things that I'm doing? Absolutely. I had, I have a lot. Some of these things may become more evident as time goes on, but it's not something I feel free to share. I don't need to share it because it's my ideas are my ideas, the thing God's doing in me. And yes, I do believe a lot of what I'm doing is going to help others, and that's why I'm doing it. Significant help for a lot of others. But I don't know all of the detail and all of the journey. I'm just having the fun taking it. And I started one of these journeys from someone that I was pushing away an opportunity, and somebody just encouraged me. Someone that just gave me hope to step up in myself again, to be. And as I did that, amazing things came. Incredible. I wish I could share it with you. And as I sit and I just am letting that unfold, it just is a beautiful thing to have happen. But I'm no different to you. It's just I'm taking the journey. And I hope you are too. Maybe this is the start of your journey. So if you've got a little idea or something, a stirring, follow it. Go with it. What's the worst can happen? When you're taking a journey in the spirit of freedom, there's no right and wrong. If you start stepping out of freedom, you'll lose your peace. Now, your head's going to be in turmoil. You're not capable. You can't do this. What if you make a mistake? What if you've got it wrong? If you're going to live in your brain, you're dead in the water. Follow your heart. One lady said to me once, "Oh, you're talking about my intuition." Absolutely. She had a lot of great intuition, but she had a lot of insecurity to go with it. She wouldn't listen to her own intuition. She'd suppressed it, pushed it aside, and decided it was easier not to listen to it because it often took her in a direction I don't think she really wanted to go. She probably did want to go, but it was easier to go with the flow. She's a bit of a go with the flow woman. But I think that's changing. But as we wake up, as this one did, you wake up and you start to understand, I need to take responsibility for my life. I need to follow my intuition. I need to follow, because that's where I meet God. People say, is God real? Of course he is. That's where it's coming from. Your intuition is the voice of God, the romance of God, just saying, hey, listen, I've got this. We've got this together. So jump in, take the journey. There's no right or wrong. The wrong is if you do nothing. And start moving. You can't steer a parked car, can you? A car has to be moving to be able to be steered. Get your car moving. Get your car moving. This year is going to have a lot of pain for a lot of people. You don't need to be one. And even if there is pain, you need to know inside yourself the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. For me, that's our relationship with Jesus, but not like the church teaches. For me, it's just having him in my life and walking with him and enjoying him and following the peace that he gives me because he set me free. God bless.